played Dungeons and Dragons, no big shocker there. This is Chris. This is the book. Quest Crosstime by Andre Norton. While discussing this book, I have an elder fashion. Quest Crosstime. This is the definition of pulp fiction. It is on the high end of pulp science fiction. But this is it. Well, one, my paper, I'm pretty sure this is actually made out of pulp. But it is, my copy's all beat up. This was written by Andre Norton. I do not know a whole lot about her. I do know that it's a her. I didn't always know that. If you go to a store that has a bunch of old paperback science fiction, you'll see a huge selection of books that she has written. There's Quest Crosstime. I have read this one. And I've also read Time Traders. Time Traders is about time travel. Quest Crosstime, despite its name, is not about time travel. It's about parallel universes and multiverse and stuff like that. So, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about her. Obviously, well printed. This book, let's see, 190 pages, originally printed in 1965 by Ace Books. One of the things I like about science fiction is you never know what ideas are going to get meshed together. So this book is the second book in the series. It's only a 2-book series, apparently. The first book, you find out about this guy, Blake Walker, who comes from our Earth, who gets captured by Vroom, which is a civilization on a different timeline, different universe. And they have the ability to cross different time streams, different timelines, different universes. And they capture him. And they all have a bunch of psychic abilities. And he has a couple of psychic abilities. Blake does. He has a slight prescient ability where he can sense danger. And he has a mind block. So people cannot read his mind. People cannot control his mind. So Blake ends up working for this organization in Vroom, who go across different universes, setting up bases, doing trade across different universes. The general outline of the story is there is a political group faction in Vroom who want to stop this time travel, or this multi-universe hopping. So they want to shut it down in order that when they reopen it, it'll be under their control. And so they have all sorts of hijinks. A lot of adventures happen where they go to 6 or 7 different universes. Quite a different, cross times. You don't get to see a whole lot of stuff that's going on in all of them. It's 190 pages. Things move fast. There's a universe where there's intelligent turtles and reptiles that when they get stranded there, their machine gets attacked. There is a world where the Aztecs never were defeated, and now America is split down the center with New Britain on one side and this Aztec Empire on the other. And things are a little cold between these two. All sorts of crazy hijinks happen. But I thought it's a fun read because it's like, what would happen, if these crazy worlds existed? But also, psychics and parallel universes. Psychic, the idea of psi, telekinesis, of these strange abilities that people can have in their mind, is in a limited time period of science fiction. Some other people later get onto it, like there's a little bit of it in like X-Men, I think. But generally, it's a 60s thing. Some of it goes over to the 70s. But I don't know that I've ever read an 80s book where, being a psychic or being able to read minds or any of that stuff, the psi abilities are there. That with parallel universes, which I was wondering, this is like seems pretty early for it. Apparently, this concept of parallel universes, at least in the modern sense, came up in like 1895 by Boltzmann. He's a mathematician. I think he's probably, you might recognize his name from like the Boltzmann brain idea. Anyway, so but I'm surprised to find a book this early that has parallel universes. There's another book that I've read that is very similar to this. A little bit of political intrigue, different timelines that people travel to in order to gain economic advantage. I can't seem to remember what it's named, and I can't find it. But it was a later book than 1965. So it seemed early, like the psychic idea in there. Something that you can, one of the ways that I can tell old, the like pulpier science fiction where it's like almost sword and sorcery, sci-fi, not really, is it feels like the names were generated by like a random elf name generator or a random dwarf name generator. I don't know about you, but when I was trying to figure out names when I was playing, I played Dungeons and Dragons. No big shocker there. When I played it, I tried to figure out names for these people. Or when I ran it, it was like, oh, you definitely needed names. And so there's just names that are just really awkward to pronounce and strange spellings. Jargully, which is like jar garlic minus the C at the end. Jargarly. That's a interesting name. And then Tokekrup. I have no idea how to pronounce that. T-O apostrophe capital K-E-K-R-O-P-S. And then it's mixed with some other names. There's two twins. One of them is named Marfy, M-A-R-F-Y, and one of them is named Marva, M-A-R-V-A. Bunch of random weird names. Crazy ideas. Definitely don't go out of your way to find this. If you do stumble across it, it is a fun read. It is a quick read. And you might want to read it a little quickly because it doesn't perfectly make sense. But it's a fun little quick book to pick up. Thanks for watching.